Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Today's the day I'm going to start working on an old Ridgid 18-inch pipe wrench. Here's what we're starting with. This old pipe wrench. Someone painted it blue at one point of its life. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. I saw one little something there. Almost looks like a weld, but we'll see what that is when we get into it. I think I probably paid $3 for it, something like that. Anyway, been sitting around. We're gonna see if we can breathe a little new life into this thing. We're gonna start with getting these jaws out of here. Seems to work pretty good. I'm gonna do a little manual cleaning on this thing, just meaning I'm not using any kind of chemicals. We're gonna take that out. We're gonna leave these jaws in. We'll just give them a good cleaning. I'll decide if I want to take the spring out of it or if I want to mess with that or not. Because if I take it out, I got to put it back in. If there's any of you out there watching this that do this more seriously than I do, let me know what kind of wire wheel you use. I know there's different types. You can get brass ones. You can get softer ones. I don't know where this one falls in there, but let me know what you guys use. All right, here we go. It's getting there. We'll get a little Dremel or a smaller wire wheel and get inside these little crevices here. Shiny. Alrighty. Looks like that's all I'm gonna get with this wire wheel and the grinder. I need to get something a little smaller, get into here. You can see on the back here, someone welded in an X. I guess that was their mark. I don't think there's a crack or anything. I think that was just identification. Thank you, I appreciate that. Teeth are in good condition. All right, so let me round up something else a little smaller and we'll get into some of these cracks. I've always wanted a reason to use these big old pair of scissors here. I'm gonna cut this little strip of cloth just to put in a vise wrapped around this thing. These could use a little sharpening. That'll be a different video. All right, but aren't those awesome? Look at that. I just got this vise with a C-clamp down on my bench. I think that's gonna be fine. Let's try out this little wire cup wheel in just a 3/8 electric drill. Let's see how that works. You can see the old original coming out from underneath that blue. Got to get out this dirt, all this mess that's in here. It's a little bit smaller wire brush. We're just getting all this grime out of here. get this jaw in here, and we're just going to hit this with this wire brush, see if it'll squeeze in there or not. Not the wire brush. We're going to hit it with this little cup wheel, what's left of it here. Alloy steel oil hardening. B29, and it's got an 18 for the size. Anybody know what that B29 stands for? We're going to try this little cordless Dremel I got. I've never used it before. Picked that up at a sale. I got a little wire brush. I don't think it's going to do much, but you don't know what you need till you find out you don't have it. So let's just get in these little cracks with this guy. Alright, let's switch to this side. My old batteries feel like it's getting low, but just want to see if it'll get into here or not. I do have a corded one of these. Let's give this old Craftsman version a little shot at it. I'm gonna try this little die grinder, see if I can get down this weld a little bit, throw some sparks. I could probably take more time and get that better, but at least that X is gone. A little pitting. It's alright. It's going to look good once it's painted. Alright, well that's where I'm stopping with the cleanup. It's not too bad. Cleaned up real good. I didn't see any major flaws or defects. You can see there is still some red paint. I'll show it to you. I'm not going to try to hide it. There's some little spots and some of the low spots down in here. It's clean. But I just wasn't going to go crazy trying to pick all that out of there, because if it's that hard to come off, it's not going to come off when I repaint it. Remember that X that was welded on there? I kind of got that cleaned up a little bit. Jaws look nice, not too bad. All the teeth are good. So next step, let's paint this guy up. Hooked up a wire from the ceiling here, goes up there, can't see it, just in the little hole in the end of this wrench. It's going to leave a little spot that's not painted, but we'll worry about that later. Down here on the jaws, I don't know, yeah, you should be able to see it. I went ahead and taped off the jaw part down here just to make it easier on cleanup. We're just going to go ahead and prime this thing up. Also, we've got a fan here with a filter. Let's just get after it. Try to do a little bit of a light coat. I don't want to make runs in it and make any more work for myself. Let's go ahead and that's gonna be fine. We're just gonna let that dry. All right, now we're back. Different day, different color. Let's get some red on this thing. Oh, almost forgot. I'm gonna turn my fan on. Got to get the. There we go. Get some of those fumes and stuff caught. Here we go. Looky there. That's gonna look good. Look at that. It'll be pretty red. I know you see these things come out in all different colors. If you search the YouTube, I went ahead with red. This is a high heat engine red. Should be real durable. You know, a lot of them older Ridgids were red. The newer, I think they turned to orange when they were bought out by Home Depot. But this one's gonna look good. We're gonna let that dry. I think the jaws and the screw here, I'm just going to oil them. I'm not going to paint them. I'm not going to blue them. We're just going to do a little oil just to keep them from rusting. It's going to be a kind of a matte color too. It's not going to be real shiny, I don't think. Anyway, let's let that dry and then we'll get right back to it. All right, folks. Magic of TV. We got her painted here. This is about a 3-day process. It's 10 minutes for you guys, but I've been working on this thing off and on for 3 days. So I take it off the off my wire hanging, and I'll show you because I don't hide anything. I got a little spot in there where I had it hanging from the wire. I got to get to, but on camera here, I don't know how good you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and pull off my little bit of tape I had covering up the spots that I didn't want to get painted red. And you know, if you ever masked something, this is like the part where you're puckering up to, because you don't know how it's going to look or if it's going to pull off something that it didn't need to pull off. So I'm going to pull this tape off real quick and do a little touch up on it. Okay, so I got the masking off, and I just masked off these couple spots. I'm going to hit it with a little sandpaper just to get the paint off those edges ever so slightly, right up, hopefully not beyond these little spots that I want to keep bare. This is 220 paper, so it'll probably leave some scratches. You can go down to whatever you want, however fine you want this to be. You can make it really shine. This is going to be a user, not just a display piece or anything, so yeah, it's going to look good. Let me get this cleaned up here. These edges were kind of beat up so much to the point where it's not a sharp edge anymore. All right, I think that's it for this wrench. It came out pretty good. I like the color. Definitely looks a lot better than it did. Y'all remember what it looked like when I first brought this thing out? It was blue. Well, bluey got new. A couple little things I'm going to touch up after we sign off here is I got a little scrape there. And then on that end where that wire was, no big deal. I'll just shoot it and set it down and let this thing dry really good and cure. I'm just going to oil the jaws. And we're going to call that one done. Came out nice. Remember where I scraped off that X with the grinder? You can see a little booger weld right there that I left. But some oil. Sorry about that. I oiled this nut before I put it in there. But anyway, looks good. I like it. All right, another one done. I say another one. That was my first one. So hope you enjoyed it. If you're still around, I got a couple tips if you're looking into restoring any kind of old tool. If you have multiple of them, do them all at one time, because you can be so much more efficient if you do more than one. Like I have, well, you've seen how many wrenches I have, and I'm going to do some more. I should have went ahead and just batched them out and did them all at one time. Would have been a lot more efficient. I'll probably do that next time. Another tip is this is messy. Yeah, just be prepared for that. You're going to make a mess, but hey, it came out good. I'm going to add it to the toolbox. I'm going to get some more done. I'm glad to have it out of the way. It's like I said, it's clogged up my workbench for a good 3 days here. So I'm going to clear off and get ready for the next one. Thanks for staying this long if you made it. I appreciate it. We'll see y'all the next time.